Hey everyone, and welcome! Ever wonder how a giant volcano can just pop up in the middle of the ocean? It's a huge geological mystery, and today we're going to put on our detective hats and dive deep, really deep, to solve it. Let's get into it. Okay, so just look at this picture. You've got this massive volcano, right? But it's erupting in what looks like the middle of absolutely nowhere. It's just surrounded by ocean. Now, we're all used to seeing volcanoes on land, maybe as part of a big mountain range. But how in the world does a whole chain of them just show up from the bottom of the sea? That is the exact question we're going to crack today.
All right, here's our game plan. First, we'll figure out what we're even looking for. Then we'll see what happens when two oceans collide, how that collision can actually build an island, and then we'll check our work with some real-world evidence before we do a final rewind. All right, first things first, let's start our journey deep down beneath the waves. Okay, so let's meet the main players in this deep sea drama. This is where things get interesting.
So you know how the Earth's surface is kind of like a giant cracked eggshell? Those pieces are called tectonic plates. But here's the thing, not all oceanic plates are the same. You've got older plates that have been around for millions of years, so they've cooled down a lot. That makes them colder, denser, and way heavier. On the other hand, you've got younger plates that are still pretty warm, which makes them lighter. The best way to think about it, it's like a heavy, solid bowling ball going up against a much lighter, bouncy basketball.
So, what do you think happens when this heavyweight plate meets the lightweight one? You've got the bowling ball and the basketball on a collision course. Who's going to win this super slow-motion shoving match?
Well, the answer is this awesome process called subduction. It sounds complicated, but it's really not. All it means is that one plate gets forced to bend and dive deep down underneath the other one. And in our matchup, the heavy bowling ball, that older, denser plate, it always loses. It's the one that takes the dive every single time. Okay, so one plate is taking a nosedive deep into the Earth. Let's follow the clues and see how that huge plunge actually ends up building a brand new island, all the way from the seafloor to the surface. So here's what's happening physically. The plates collide, the denser one starts to bend and dive, and right where it begins that dive, it creates this huge scar on the seafloor, a super deep ocean trench. Seriously, picture the Grand Canyon, but way deeper and all underwater. That trench is basically a giant sign pointing to where the seafloor is vanishing into the hot mantle.
But wait, there's a plot twist. That sinking plate, it's carrying a secret ingredient with it. Think about it. That crust has been underwater for millions of years, so it's totally soaked with seawater. It's like it's dragging a giant wet sponge down into the super hot inside of the Earth. And that water, that's the secret sauce.
Okay, now for the chemical magic. As that plate goes deeper, all the heat and pressure starts squeezing the water out of that wet sponge. Now, you know how if you put salt on an icy sidewalk it makes the ice melt? Well, this water does something really similar to the hot mantle rock above the sinking plate. It lowers its melting point. So this rock, which should be solid, suddenly starts to melt and turns into hot, bubbly magma. And because that magma is lighter than the rock around it, it starts to rise and rise until, boom, you get a volcano erupting on the ocean floor.
And this isn't just a one-and-done kind of thing. We're talking eruption after eruption, layer builds on top of layer, and that underwater volcano just keeps growing. It's like a super slow construction project, one that takes millions of years. Eventually, that volcano gets so tall that its peak actually breaks through the surface of the ocean, and voila, you've got yourself a volcanic island. And since this process is happening all along that collision line, you don't just get one island, you get a whole chain of them in this beautiful curved line we call a volcanic island arc.
All right, so that's the theory. Sounds pretty cool, right? But does it actually happen in the real world? Let's go find some evidence. For this, we're going to open up a case file on a place where this is happening as we speak, the Aleutian Islands up in Alaska. Okay, so here's our real-world example. Up in the North Pacific, you have the massive Pacific Plate. That's our older, denser plate. And it's doing exactly what we talked about. It's subducting, or diving, right underneath the oceanic crust of the North American plate. This is a textbook, perfect example of an ocean-ocean collision. And guess what we find there? The evidence is all there. You see this perfect, curved arc of volcanic islands? A bunch of them are still active, still erupting ash and lava today. The whole area gets shaken by these huge earthquakes, which makes sense because you've got these giant plates grinding against each other. And here's a really cool fact for you.
Sometimes these eruptions are so big, they blast ash miles up into the sky, and planes flying from, say, North America to Asia actually have to change their flight paths just to go around them. How wild is that?
So there you have it. Case closed. We've solved the mystery of the vanishing seafloor. Now, let's do a quick rewind to make sure all these clues are locked in.
So remember, what we looked at today was an ocean-ocean collision. That's what gives us a volcanic island arc. Now this is super similar to what happens when an ocean plate smacks into a big, thick continental plate. That process creates a volcanic mountain arc, like the Andes Mountains. So the main difference is just what you get on top, islands out in the ocean or mountains on land.
Okay, let's run through the key takeaways one last time, nice and quick. It all starts when two ocean plates collide. The older, denser one dives down. That's subduction. That dive creates a deep trench, triggers earthquakes, and carries water down with it. That water helps melt rock into magma. And finally, that magma rises up and erupts, building that awesome chain of volcanoes we call an island arc. That's the whole shebang.
And I'll leave you with this one last mind-blowing thought. Because of places like the Aleutians, where the seafloor is subducting, the whole Pacific Ocean is actually shrinking by a few centimeters every single year. It's vanishing. So, the next time you look at a map of the world, just think about that. Where do you think all that old ocean floor is actually going? Something to chew on. Thanks so much for joining our investigation today.